and gentlemen, a very good morning to each one of you. I was a small town girl brought up in a very conservative, traditional and middle class family in Bhagalpur district of Bihar. Bhagalpur was and continues to be a very backward and laid back place. With both my parents as teachers, there's a lot of focus on studies at home. My siblings and I studied because we did not have much to do. And the only thing that was told to us was, if you study well, you do well in life. With all humility, I would definitely like to inform you that I never stood second in my life. I stood first in all examinations, including the class tests from nursery to 12th standard and beyond. Not because I was very intelligent, which still I think I'm not, but mainly because there was very less competition in that small town of ours. With very few challenges in that small, tiny world of ours, life was smooth, creaseless, I would say, and successful. Then came January 1989, things changed. I was in graduation first year and my friend was in graduation second year in Girls College of Bhagalpur. One fine day in broad daylight, my friend was kidnapped by the local goons from her home and one of the goons forcefully married her. The entire town came to a screeching halt. Agitations and strikes were everywhere to mark protest against this lawlessness and the inability of the police and the district administration to nab the culprits and rescue the girl. I was a student leader. I too, as a student leader, was on the streets. I led the girls of my college to the district collector. And then the story began. I had long dialogues with the district collector, and my subsequent understanding of the work that a district collector can do beyond his enforcement of the law and order in his area, in impacting the lives of people around him or her, hugely inspired me. I recall these were very intense moments for me. And in those intense moments, I decided the calling of my life. Anything that gives you the utmost satisfaction must be done. Anything which satisfies your inner self must be done. And I knew what satisfied me. And I knew what made me happy. Working for the people, working with the people made me happy. I chose to be an IAS officer at that tender age. After graduation, I went up to my parents and I requested them to allow me to take up the civil services examination to get into the IAS. My parents were appalled. In a nondescript town of Bhagalpur, a small girl, a graduate, coming up and telling her parents that she would take up the civil services examination to get into the IAS was definitely a road less traveled. They were appalled because getting married after graduation was the order of the day. Things were not like what it is today. But I was hell-bent. I had to get into the IAS and I had to study for it and I had to seek my parents' permission. Fortunately, they relented, both of them being teachers. They allowed me 1 year. They said, if you fail, you get married. And if you succeed, well and good. I must tell you that 365 days thereafter, I was cooped up in a very small room. No sunset, no sunrise, very hard work and perseverance, complete hibernation. I succeeded in the very first attempt and I was free to pursue my dreams of serving the society. Friends, I must tell you that the proper function of man is to live, not to exist. I've always believed in the fact that we should be rather superb meteors with every atom of ours in magnificent glow than a sleepy and permanent planet. I reaffirm, I reiterate that we need to live, not to exist. I was allotted OSR cadre after getting into the IAS, and lo and behold, I was posted to Hindol subdivision of Dhenkanal district as sub-collector. This was the smallest subdivision of the state of Orissa. There was definitely a question mark on the ability of a woman to deliver. I was very depressed, but I was unfazed. I had to prove myself. I had to prove to the Odisha people that I was one of the best officers of the state. They can't take me like that. And I started working very hard. Day in and day out, I started working for the people of my small subdivision. I would move from morning till night, from one village to the other, understanding the problems of the people and trying to give my best as a sub-collector. I wanted to give my 100% to the job at hand. Friends, I must tell you that I had a wonderful time in bureaucracy. Wonderful time. It is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. It's very easy to curse the darkness. My father always said, light a candle. I started lighting the candle. Instead of cursing my situation, I doubled my efforts. I reiterate, I had to be one of the best officers of the state. Very good postings came my way. I was sub-collector and district magistrate in 4 districts of Odisha, including the district of Bargarh, a neighboring district, where I had to handle the distress sale of paddy issue. The farmers were all on the streets, and I had to ensure minimum support price for all the farmers, and I had to lift the entire paddy, and it was expected of me as district collector, and I did. 16 hours of non-stop work one day, and we could do it. Trying to make villages liquor free in Koraput and Nuapara districts when I was district collector. Setting up vending zones in Bhubaneswar city where I was the municipal commissioner for 4 years. Bringing in reforms in the education sector where I was secretary education department. Ensuring that the Pali Sabhas and Gram Sabhas are conducted well by the villages so that they're able to decide the priority list of the projects that they want to take up in their villages when I was secretary of the Rural Development Department in the state of Odisha. And moving from village to village, district to district, state to state, when I was joint secretary, handling the largest poverty alleviation program of the world, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program, when I was the joint secretary to Government of India in the Ministry of Rural Development. Working for the people and with the people was the only agenda for 25 years in the IAS. Wherever I was, with all humility I would say, that I kept on challenging myself and the subordinates. We had to give the best. We had to give the best to the people and see that the problems of the people are solved. I had to impact the lives of the people around me. This was the only agenda, I reiterate. And what a wonderful journey it has been. How fulfilling it has been. This 25 years in bureaucracy. Friends, destiny willed otherwise. I come to 2nd August 2018, 4 p.m. In my Delhi home, I was having my afternoon tea with my family, my husband and my 2 children. I gave voice to a thought which I had been mulling over the past few weeks. I wanted to quit the IAS and join politics. This offer had already come to me, and I was giving a serious thought to it. Politics, for me, was for public policy and public service. Politics provides a broader platform, a bigger canvas, a broader spectrum. Politics connects you with the people more, and you can impact thousands of lives. What a strange decision it was. I was at the peak of my career, and the career graph was looking up. There was no looking down. I was extremely comfortable. Now at this age, to come out of your comfort zone and venture into the unknown is unthinkable, but I did that. I decided to quit the service. Friends, 8 months have gone and I'm enjoying to the hilt. Many people have asked me, why did you quit the service? What made you quit that? I was feeling constricted in the confines of bureaucracy. As I told you, I wanted to impact more number of lives. I wanted to breathe free. Nobody would actually appreciate but I would definitely like to share with you one very much kind of inner thought, inner feeling. The perfection of my situation was irksome. The luxury of my living was getting on my nerves. I had to get out of this luxury, this perfection of my life. I wanted challenges, there were none. Everything was so very smooth, so very creaseless. This was not the kind of life which I wanted. I wanted things to challenge me. I wanted to go to people. I wanted to listen to their problems and I wanted to solve those problems. I wanted to impact thousands of lives. I had a huge fat salary. I had very good number of cars. I had so many people around me. There's nothing to complain about, and this was the problem. I don't know whether you are aware of Dashrath Majhi. Many of you might have heard. Dashrath Majhi was a tribal laborer of Jharkhand. He cut a hillock to make a road from his village to the block headquarters where the hospital was, because some lives had been lost in his village since they could not access the hospital. It took him 20 years to cut that hillock so that there was a road. He wanted to prevent deaths because of lack of accessibility to the hospital, and he did that. Now, why did Dashrath Majhi have to do that? There was no need. My dear friends, some personal decisions are backed by intense passion, intense desire to change, to impact people around you. It comes from within. And that decision is for giving you the kind of happiness and satisfaction that you crave for. You try to take a plunge into a situation where nobody else would. I had a wonderful time in bureaucracy when I was the Joint Secretary in the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Program in Government of India. I moved to 450 districts in 25 states, trying to understand my country, trying to understand the travails of the people living across the length and breadth of our country. Friends, this is leave everything one fine day and come to politics. And I tell you, I'm extremely happy, exceedingly happy, just because I responded to the call of my heart. This was definitely the road less traveled. As I talk to you, I'm reminded of Steve Jobs. He had said, your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the best way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you will know when you find it. I have found mine. Politics is my arena now. I love it, and I assure you I'll give my 100% to it. Friends, when I look back, when I'm with myself, which I do most of the times, I will advise you to be with yourself sometime during the day. We don't. We spend our time either talking to somebody or sleeping or reading something. We are not with ourselves. Try to be with yourself, at least for some time during the day. Ask yourself questions. Analyze your performance. See where you are. Ask yourself where you want to go. Ask yourself what you want to do. What gives you the ultimate satisfaction? What makes you happy? Ultimately, all of us are craving for happiness in this world. Friends, 4 things I would like to say is the essence of my journey so far. This is the essence. Dream big, number 1. It's time to dream small. You are aware of Eklavya and Dronacharya. Eklavya wanted to be a good archer. And what did Eklavya do? Eklavya was denied the privilege of sitting with the Guru. But ultimately, He made a statue of Guru Dronacharya and he persevered, he put in very hard work, and he was one of the best archers of his times. Dream big, it's a crime to dream small, I reiterate. And number two, I would say, if your goal is good, if you really want to achieve your goal, the whole world will conspire in your favor so that you are able to achieve your goal. Faith and determination is all that matters. Good is bound to happen. Now the third and very important is focus. Finalize your goal and focus. Don't see anything. Just look at, like Arjun, look at the eye of the fish. Don't think of anything else. This is extremely important. If we focus, there is absolutely no problem. Last but not the least, I would definitely like to tell you, live for others. Live for others. Just try to live for others sometime. And you see, I can guarantee you, this is the best kind of happiness that one gets. When I'm talking of dreaming big, when I'm talking of overcoming the obstacles, I'm reminded of our beloved Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He had rightly said, all birds find shelter during the rain, but eagle avoids rain by flying above the clouds. Problems are common, but attitude makes all the difference. We have to change our attitude. Everything is there in the mind. If we really want to do good work, if we really want to achieve our goal, the entire universe will conspire in your favor, as Paulo Coelho said in The Alchemist book. Now, my friends, the last line for you. What's the mission of my life? I have enjoyed every moment in bureaucracy, and I have learned every moment that I have given to bureaucracy. Whatever I am today is because of whatever I have learned in bureaucracy in the last 25 years. This was the most coveted job and I loved it. But I think I moved on. Politics is my arena and I love it now. Every moment I'm enjoying. To sum up, my mission in life is not just to survive, but to thrive. And to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Thank you very much.